Alright, so this is trying out a white splash and something that's close to Delver, but not quite. This deck list has in fact cut Delver of Secrets, but is playing a lot of other cards from the blue-red Delver shell, and is instead playing more burn. So we have Bolt, Wizard Lightning, Helix, and Boros Charm. And then Path to Exile here, and then Snapcaster, Obstructionist, and a Vendilion Clique. So I'm interested to see how this feels. Delver's definitely very annoying. I feel like someone looked at the Delver deck and just like didn't flip their Delver enough times. Just like, screw this, I'm cutting this stupid card. So we'll see how this goes. My only comment at a glance here is that this Sulfur Falls looks ambitious, but we'll see how that plays out this league. Boomer 2K10, thank you very much for the brand new Twitch Prime support there. And there's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch. Thanks for supporting mine this month with that. Did I not update Stream Decker? Update Stream Decker. Stream Decker is up to date if you have any questions about the cards in the deck list. I guess this is a keep. This deck doesn't actually have that many threats in it since it's cut Delver from the blue-red list, so I think we keep hands that don't have threats in them in the opener. I mean, you could argue my opponent and I both have the same win percentage. 0 divided by 0 is the same as 2 divided by 2, right? Delver is the best lay the land ever printed, right? Gravecrawler, Bridge from Below. This is a matchup that's probably going to be a hard time racing. Thoughts on the blue-red Delver tempo versus humans? Are you looking for some kind of specific thoughts or like how I think the matchup plays out? I think in general the blue-red deck's a little bit favored. But I also think game one, if you accidentally keep a hand with like Spellsnare and Remand, and then they like go turn 1 Cavern or Aether Vial, you also like are behind there. I think if you know your opponent is playing humans, the blue-red deck's a pretty strong favorite because you get to mulligan accordingly. But if you don't know that they're playing that, they could run you out. I think I'm just still like, am I supposed to path this zombie so they can't get this Gravecrawler back? I think that's true. I think this is like upkeep, path this zombie, and then like I have 10 points in my hand and they're at 7. We're just gonna race here. The Abzan Tokens deck fell short tonight. Had some really clunky draws, and I think I made a couple of bad changes. Yeah, Snap Boros Charm is hot. Like, red-white burn would kill for more Boros Charms, and like Boros Charm attached to a 2/1 is kind of absurd. That's unfortunate. Part of the reason I pathed their zombie there is because I didn't want them to be able to bring back their Gravecrawler. I guess I'm not getting attacked by a 2/2 this turn at least. On the back of this Lightning Helix, we might be able to race here a little bit. Definitely need to draw some more burn though. Yeah, I think BridgeVine is very reasonable. It's actually coming up in the queue again soon. Just like, and this is the same thing that happens. Like, this is probably going to happen with Green Blackrock over the course of the next couple weeks on Magic Online. Like, everybody's going to play a ton of Green Blackrock, realized it's not broken in half with Assassin's Trophy. It's just like another good modern deck. And then everybody will go back to playing whatever modern deck they like playing. Like, everybody's just like terrified to miss the next Eldrazi Winter deck. And just so like everybody tries everything. Drawing a 5th land there was not ideal. Another thing that's worth thinking about too, and this is something I talk about a lot, is one of the, and this came up a lot with the last Jeskai list we played, one of the things this deck gives up for the sake of being Jeskai as opposed to straight blue-red is creature land. So this deck has the same land count as blue-red tempo, but has less lands in it. Or has no creature lands in it. So are going to feel like we flood out more often even though we have the same land count because our lands give us less utility. And that's a BridgeVine, which means we can no longer race at this point. So Surgical's good here. Staticaster's fine here. Purge probably isn't good enough, actually. Ionize is pretty bad. Grim Lavamancer probably comes up short. I guess Soul-Scar Mage like attacks and blocks. Yeah, the Jumpstart Browbeat is interesting for sure. I think that card's probably more playable than people are giving it credit for. Does that mean it's actually playable? It's something that's yet to be figured out, but I think it's better than a lot of people are giving it credit for off the bat. What am I cutting here? I also feel like I can't cut too many creatures because I'm like, I have too low of a wizard count. We just trim Opt. Trimming Opt's not unreasonable. I honestly don't hate that. Just like, this is a matchup where they beat us down very quickly, so like we have less time to get set up. That is a handful of Magic the Gathering cards. Yep. This is pretty reasonable. You just need ways to kill your opponent. Again, one of the things people do incorrectly against decks like the opponent's deck pretty constantly is that they board out their ways to win the game in favor of a bunch of interaction, and then they're like left with a bunch of interaction and don't have ways to actually win the game. I think the Goyf was great. I think if I was going to play Tron and I was playing to win, I would put Goyfs in it. I think the Goyfs are a really unique angle of attack that shore up some of the issues Tron can have. It's a good draw. Staticaster is actually very good in this matchup. Something that I learned from playtesting a bunch with the blue-red deck against it. Just like keeps all their grave crawlers in checks, Bloodghast if they have those, picks off things like Viscera Seer as well as the menacing vampire, whatever that 1-mana red card is. Oh, you mean like actual factual shock, like kill a creature too? That's interesting. That's probably a little bit too good. That's like a pretty powerful card. Land. At least we had something to do with our mana this turn. I wonder what their hand is, because they're just like not doing anything. I wonder if they kept like anti-hate cards in their hand. It's Faithful Fluting. Been to BridgeVine into Destructive Revelry. Okay, so that confirms some of my what are they doing? They kept a hand with anti-hate cards. Sure. So you want to wait until they trigger Vengevine to actually surgical it. And the reason for this is exactly this. They spent a Walking Ballista trying to get this Vengevine into play here. So now I basically got an extra card out of them by doing this. Look at that. Put a head on it. Put a head on that one right there. To exile the one with the head on it. We have another Destructive Revelry and a Faithless Looting. Yeah, I think you just like, you kind of have to just like board in cards like Destructive Revelry in the dark in the opponent's deck. And then if it's bad, you just like loot or neonate through it. So their draw is like really mediocre here at this point. In fact, like if we hit a land to cast this Izzet Staticaster, we're going to be ahead in a pretty big way. I don't know. I think your Snapcaster Mages are pretty important in this deck, and I don't think I'd want Rest in Peace. Also, like your what's it called? Your Surgicals are really good in this deck because you get to pair them with Snapcaster Mage. Like Rip makes Snap worse, and Snap makes Surgical better. BridgeVine. I'm short break, 30 seconds. I need to run to the restroom really quick. I'll be right back. Everyone type punt while he's gone. Got him. If I miss on a land next turn, we'll start shooting these down. Honestly, maybe I should path one of these. It's very possible that I should just path one of these. Actually, I think I'm going to path one and then Grim Boy the other. Is this a Walking Ballista? Feels bad, man. Put a hat on that one. I assume they're going to use this to shoot this. I've been to Gravecrawler. Oh, path my own guy. I am. Yep, that was the line. That was the line, chat. Good suggestion. Well, I drew that at least. That's what I'm here for. Good suggestion. Too late. All right, they put a card on top, so I'm gonna go ahead and path this now. That makes them either choose between getting the card on top or getting a land. Yeah, if they like removed another counter to kill the Grim Lavamancer again, it's like similar to like pathing their thing. So like it gives them a chance to like make a mistake, basically, Frankenbean. I believe this is the first. This is the first or the second. This is the first match of this league. This is game 2, and we are down a game. Although if we draw a land or two here, we're going to be in a pretty good spot. Alluding to flashback. Yep. There's a deck list on your screen. If you're on mobile, you can type !deck in chat to get a link to the deck list if you don't have access to one. Oh. They have a Greater Gargadon on 10 here. Ideally, we're going to draw a land to be able to Nimble Obstructionist that trigger when they go to cast it later. A Suspend 10 hat, yep. Oh, geez, and they have a Bridge from below here, too. Yeah, I might actually lose this game. They have a Gravecrawler. Yeah, I think we're actually just dead. Yeah, because they're just gonna, like... and actually Gargadon us this turn. They have to just keep sacrificing this and making zombies. It's pretty unfortunate. Tough beat. The bot could theoretically time people out, yep. That is not a keepable hand. Wizard Lightning's like a 1-mana spell that's just like, in this deck especially, where we only have 5 1-mana wizards, like Wizard Lightning is frequently not being cast until turn 3 or 4. This is what Opt was made for, God bless. We have our one guilds card here in Ionize. Basic mountain, eh? My body's ready to get chaliced and then bloodmaned. Just burn. God bless you. This is probably another matchup that I was about to say this matchup probably got harder with the changes this deck made from blue-red, but we did gain 4 copies of Lightning Helix, which is like pretty good against another aggressive deck. Looks like the 12 bolt burn deck that we've had going around a little bit here. You did miss Abzan tokens. It was a little bit of a rough league for my favorite deck of late. And up tier, looking for Lightning Helixes and lands. Definitely not in the mood for Path to Exile. I'll take a 3rd land. We have 1-3'd with every deck we've played tonight. This card would be absurd if it was Kicker. If it was Negate, Kicker, gain, shock them. That would be really good. I guess it's similar to Counter Squall, but it's like in colors that want the burn more. Yep. Well, that's terrifying. I cannot interact with that. Doo-dah, doo-dah. Cannot interact with that. Oh, the doo-dah day. Do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do. Should I take this Helix and send it upstairs here? So they have to draw 2 cards next turn, and then 2 turns from now, they get to... what's the word that I'm searching for? They get to do a whole lot of extra damage. So next turn, I'm probably... If I miss drawing a land next turn, yeah, I'm probably snapping Opt next turn, so that way I can try and find a 4th untapped land to snap Helix the following turn. Nivik with the sub gifts. Hope you're having a good weekend wherever you're at, bud. Thanks for the absurd support as always. For those of you getting a very generous sub gift, if you do enjoy my content and would like to contribute just a little bit, Twitch is currently running a special where anybody who's been gifted a sub can extend their sub for another month for just $1 American. And I, as a content creator, still get the same support from that $1 extension as if you resubbed for $5. So if you're one of the people that was just gifted a sub from Nivik and you want to support my content a lot of bit extra for very little bit at a cost to you, if you set that to re-up by spending $1, you'll be sending me, $3 basically. So I'm going to go ahead and snap Opt here. Plug how to use Prime. Prime is great too. God bless the Bezo bucks. So we're going to go ahead and put a hat on this Opt. You ever heard of this thing called Twitch Prime? Ninja's Twitch Prime bit is so good. Got shot. Yep. It's curious that... Where's my hat? Dang it, Moto. Where is my hat? I've been denied my due hat process. Kinda. Yeah, so we've trimmed... This deck list trims Delver and plays more burn spells. Looking for an untapped land here so I can snap Helix the Grim Lavamancer. I think that's worth keeping even though it hurts us. Pay people $1 to sub so you get to. I would like to kill this with fire. And then next turn, the red sources deal extra damage, but they're only going to have 1 card here, so we should be mostly in the clear. Am I going to put a Moto hat on my webcam? That's probably not a bad... I should find one of those, like, Facebook webcam plugins that puts a Moto hat on my head. We're probably a lock to win this game if we untap. We have Bolt Ionize Boros Charm. I think this is a matchup where... We're going to take a peek at our sideboard here before we confirm this, but I think it's probably a Boros Charm out matchup. I think we're the more controlling deck here. I just want to be as interactive as possible. And Boros Charm is just like a pure racing card and is never interactive. Do this. I think I like this. What do we get with white in exchange for being able to guarantee no instants or sorceries on the top of our deck? Keep Path for Dog Bombs. Are they playing Hazard right now? Is that a thing? Yeah, I guess if they're on Hazard, I want all 4 paths. I was just thinking I'd rather not ramp them a lot of the time when it's early, but yeah, if they're on a bunch of Dog Bombs, I definitely want Path to Exiles. This hand's missing blue mana, but it's very good, so we're gonna keep it. Like this 6 is a sneeper. Soul-Scar Mage of their own. I think I'm actually gonna be Path to Exiling on one here, because I'd prefer to just like not take hits from their stuff. That's perfect. Twitch won't let you resub. Twitch! Take the people's money! That's true. Anner is chief, has the largest plot of noble land in Hoaglandia. Nivik, did you see the, you're probably not in the Discord too much because you didn't see me tag you. We're gonna have tokens soon, and I'm gonna send them out to all of the folks that, have crowns for sure, and they'll be available for purchase for everybody else. So I'm gonna be picking these up in Columbus this weekend. So we're gonna be selling those for merch on the website. We're gonna be slowly adding more merch stuff over the next couple of days. Yeah, Inkling does good work. She did the logo. And the back of them are great too. The back will have my website and then my YouTube, Twitch, and stuff and that like on it. Those are tokens. Custom sleeves are expensive to do, and they're all often not great quality. Yeah, those are going to be on the website. I need to figure out what shipping's going to cost. We're going to ship them for pretty close to cost. Coffee cup. Yep, yeah, coffee cup's definitely something we want to do. I'm currently working with, I found someone who I want to do our merch, but they have an issue with their pricing that they're sorting before we put stuff up. The Hoogle merch channel, Nivik. We also just placed orders for pins as well as stickers. So we're gonna have shirts, cups, stickers, pins. We already have playmats up there from Inked Gaming. I just want to hold up. Nah, I'm gonna play Soul-Scar Mage. I have Bolt up this turn. Yeah, I'm gonna play Mage and just hold up Bolt, and then next turn I can have Dispel plus Helix up. Yeah, the Discord is for subscribers and Patreons. Oh, they didn't have a second land. You're welcome. The Patreon should just be Jeff Hoagland, but I prefer people subscribe on Twitch rather than use Patreon, but some people prefer Patreon, so I have it up there. A majority of the support I have on Patreon is from my gaming sponsorship. They pay me through there every month. Whirly boy. That's actually not a bad idea, Nivik. I was actually thinking, I didn't think of tokens. I could definitely do tokens. I was actually thinking about commissioning like a Hoaglandia themed like full playmat artwork and like putting the nobility in there along with myself and the wife and the kids. Links to get into the Discord are here. The most important thing to note about the Discord instructions are that you have to do it via the desktop Discord client. It will not get you into the server using the mobile client. There's a Discord limitation. Our hand's actually, like, not that good here. It's a little scary. I think I don't want to pull the trigger here, because there's a chance they could double spell in response, right? Double Eye Haunted, thanks for re-upping that Twitch Prime for the second month in a row. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me employed here again for another month. Oh, I suppose... I'll do this. Yeah, I'm gonna make a note to do that, Nivik. That's actually pretty simple for me to do. We're gonna have that on some of the t-shirts for sure, but I think a playmat would probably sell. It's a good idea. Do you think it would ruin it to put, like, my logo or website URL or something in the corner too? Should just be just black? Yeah, because I feel like it needs to be branded somewhere, right? So their Soul-Scar Mage technically survives this bolt, but it dies next turn because it has minus counters on it. So I don't get to attack for 2 here, but their Soul-Scar Mage is dead, so... Bye, friend. Yep. So, the biggest sign of a tempo deck in my mind is a deck where your cards in the early game allow you to control the board, but as you move into the mid to late game, your control cards allow you to pivot into a more aggressive role, which is why cards like Lightning Bolt and Lightning Helix kind of define decks that are considered tempo decks, because they're the perfect example of cards that early deal lots of damage, early help you keep the board in check, but then late actually help you win the game. That Thantos fellow, thank you very much for the brand new Prime support there. I appreciate that. Welcome. Thanks for keeping me employed here this month. Thanks for shipping your Bezo bucks this way. Oh. Oh, that's just... Can you whisper me your email address, Nivik? Are you planning to have shipments outside of the States for merch? Yes. For the tokens and the pins and the stickers, Christy and I are going to be handling those personally. We're bulk ordering them, and then we're going to ship them out ourselves. And then for, I believe, the merch, the general shirts we do ship worldwide. Need to confirm that, but I'm pretty sure they do. That's a good draw. I'd like to Doomblade that one and continue attacking you. Alright, you have Mail Nivik. What am I doing? Up! We have a new set release. We've got sweet new cards. It's exciting. Yeah, double blue looking really bad here. I agree. One of the reasons why, in addition to like the disruption being more relevant on Nimble Obstructionist a lot of the time, the fact that like it's easier to cast, especially in the straight blue-red deck with Mutavault, was super relevant a lot of the time. So... they'd be pretty dead to rights if we'd have had a 3-1 in play a long time ago. It's nice that a playset of Nimbles is worth like 1 click. Did click come down, or did Nimble just go that far up? I feel like Nimble was, or click was really expensive for a while. Did Nimble get that expensive? And Nimble just rotated out of standard, right? So oh, that really wasn't played in standard to begin with, I guess. Three apiece. Yeah, Morning Tide wasn't heavily printed. And mostly because, like, Magic was a smaller game then. Evening Project Swamp. Opponent just kind of flooded out there with their deck. $25, yep. Yeah, I agree. I like the triple stuff there. Bitter Blossom isn't played more in Modern because it's a slow, grindy card in a format that's about tempo and impacting the board quickly. And Bitter Blossom does not do those things. It's a slow card that seeks to play a long game in a format where the long game is like turn 6. Yeah, Lingering Souls has a more immediate impact and gives you a little bit more control over how quickly it happens. Modern's about natural trot and going on about our lives. Ain't that the sad truth? Fun fact, the reason why blue-white has suddenly become popular and very playable in Modern is because it has a card that generates an absurd amount of tempo. Terminus is possibly one of the largest tempo swings in Modern. You trade 1 mana and 1 card for their entire board. That is a huge swing in your favor. We are 1-1 in this league. So I think I'm actually going to play Steam Vents tapped on 1 here against Bloodstained Mire. There's a chance they're an aggressive deck, so I'd rather not shock myself needlessly. Again, drawing our 5th land, kind of feeling a little bit bad about not having utility lands in our 22 land deck. That's a good thing to kind of put an asterisk in the corner, Victy. That it's really better than sweeping their board would be in a lot of cases, because you get to like dodge like graveyard synergies with it too. It's a great way to think about it. I hadn't thought about it in that way before. Sure, like, obviously, a strictly 1 mana Wrath of God is better than Terminus, but, like, think about it, like, I think, like, a 5 mana Wrath that miracled for 1 versus Terminus. Terminus would probably be better. Bold that they took the path to Exile. So they have, like, a Bedlam Reveler they're planning to play, like, 6 turns from now. No worries, oh man. It's the little things, right? The little attentions to detail. My goal here is to be professional. For the most part. At least produce as good quality as I can with the tools that I have. And chewing into the microphone is not ideal. For people who have that as their kink, there's plenty of other places they can get it. I'm probably just cycling this Nimble Obstructionist here, right? This is probably just like upstairs racing. Nimble Obstructionist enables Wizard Lightning, and attacking for 3 is much better than attacking for 2. How much money do you get me to chew into the mic? $1,000 a day. I'm not going to say I won't do it for any amount of money, because we all know that's not true. There's an amount of money I'll do it for. So let's set that amount of money at $1,000 a day. Because that's how much I think it's worth for how much it's going to turn people off having to listen to it. Oh, you know what? I messed up here. I should have held that fetch land, because this can fetch basic planes. Boros Charm is really good. They're actually just dead, right? I'm gonna like Helix them, untap, Boros Charm Helix them. I would watch that stream out of respect for the amount of money you're making. Yeah, they need like a Helix, or they are a discard spell here, obviously. But like just being the burn deck here seems really good for us. Be the burn. Embody the burn, chat. Feel the burn. Just send a message here. Let them know what this game is about. We're gonna go to 8 here. I'm gonna fetch to 7, untap, kill them. Lingering Souls resolves. Ooh. Well, I guess I fetch Shock Helix them in response here, right? Dead to Double Bolt. They're dead to Boros Charm next turn. Welcome to Thunderdome. I've often referred to blue-red tempo as the thinking person's burn deck. This deck really is the thinking person's burn deck. Just like cuts all the cute and just like, you know what? Nah, Boros Charms, Lightning Helixes, Wizard Lightnings. Let's just play all great burn spells. This seems great. This seems great. Grimboy's probably fine here. Path to Exile seems a little medium. This seems fine. What do we think of this? Just like 2 paths out, Staticaster Purge in. Run it. I like Snap Boros Charm is hot. I agree with that. That card is more than good. It's great. This hand could go either way. I'm not a big fan of, like, and this is one of the reasons why discard spells suck, and I'm looking forward to a new non-rotating format without them at some point. Like, they remove good decision making from your ability. Bourbon. Oh, should I go get a drink? I think I still have frozen drinks in the other room. Should I go get a fruity delicious adult slushie? I've got like another league and a half, right? All right, looking for a bolt or a path. That's kind of a bolt. All right, I'm gonna go get a drink. I'll be right back. Rude. Tonight's candy drink of choice is a strawberry daiquiri frozen cocktail by Dailies. Sugar. Kill this one with fire. I got plenty of hair on my chest. I don't need any more of that. There is nothing wrong with drinking alcohol as a responsible adult, especially when I am in my home for the evening and going to have exactly one. That's cute. Push their thing to just like put all the pressure into play. I might be in a position where I want to like bolt one of these helix one of these tokens. This is a great example of if you are playing, what's the word I'm searching for? If you're playing a blue-red deck right now, I really think playing less than 2 Staticasters in your sideboard is kind of a punt. That card is very, very good, not only in this matchup, but in a variety of others as well. The BridgeVine deck we played against earlier tonight, for instance. What's going on, worst neighbor? Enjoy. 32 grams of sugar. It's candy. It is candy alcohol. I describe it as candy alcohol for a reason. Yeah, that seems reasonable, Jace. Wait, what? There isn't that much alcohol content in here. Actually, a little bit of alcohol can be good for you with some moderation. He had a regular checkup for the first time in a couple of years. The doctor, and my good cholesterol is low, I was told. And one of the things that many medical journals recommend for raising that is moderate alcohol. Not moderate alcohol, a small amount of alcohol with some consistency. Not necessarily this, though. This is candy. It's going to rot my teeth, but, you know. Wow, they have Lightning Helix in their deck. They don't have white mana. Interesting. My liver needs to be punished. I think putting an Ionize in the sideboard of the blue-red deck over the Wizard's Retort is probably a good change. But other than that, I don't think there's really a whole lot from this set that you want. The Jumpstart Browbeat might be worth testing, but I'm not sure that is something that I really want to be doing. That's true, Slug Monster. Gotta ask the real questions. I think the conservative swap is just like an extra Ionize, or an Ionize in the sideboard. No, I don't think Mission Briefing is good enough. Doesn't attack and block. Just want to kill people. And you want cards like, well, Burst Lightning is like worse than Lightning Bolt. I think it's better than something like Mission Briefing because you want efficient cards. Jay Shrimp, thank you for the 10-month resub there. I appreciate that. Welcome back. There's nothing wrong with orange juice either. Orange juice is delicious. How different is combo in Modern compared to Legacy? Well, we don't have a bunch of degenerate cantrips in this format. So your decks have to have, like, redundancy. Or Ancient Stirrings, I guess. People like to be too interactive too often. We're the burn deck in this matchup. Don't try and interactive my opponent to death. I'm not going to interactive my opponent to death. I'm going to beat them to death and burn them out. So that is my preferred route to victory. Is not grinding with them, it's trying to kill them. Like, if I path their Bedlam Reveler after they drew 3 cards with it, I'm not winning that game. Though I'm more likely to win by just, like, sending a bunch of bolts upstairs. And, like, while this deck is different than the straight blue-red tempo deck, people often ask me, like, what's the most difficult thing to learn how to play the blue-red deck? And role assessment is always my answer. Learning that when you're the beatdown and when you're supposed to be assuming a controlling role is very important. And you should basically never be assuming a controlling you should basically never be trying to assume a controlling role against decks that are more controlling than you. You should always be trying to go under them. Like, people try and do things like put things like Ancestral Visions and Karanos and stuff like that in the blue-red sideboard, and that's just completely incorrect. It's approaching those matchups from the wrong angle. Just get under them. We are still on a slow for the next submission queue. I think I am opposed to adding anything graveyard focused in the JAC deck because I would prefer to not be reliant on the graveyard. Correct. Tier 3 subs can put in through the slow. Fair warning, just to be upfront, not to like discourage you from sending me more money, but I believe unless Justin, Nivik, or Anner go crazy with donations today or tomorrow, the slow should be done come Monday. I'm planning to do an 8-hour stream tomorrow at the very least, so we should cover a good range of that. Maybe I'm supposed to draw step click here to try and clear Lingering Souls. Yeah, that's probably what I'm supposed to do. So yeah, or a moon, that's fair. So as soon as when I finish a stream and there are 40 decks or less in the queue, I will then open it back up and post that it's open back up. Helix, tilt. Nahiri and Bedlam Reveler. Gosh, Nahiri gets like really big really fast, huh? The bolt's kind of annoying too. I think I'm gonna take the bolt out of their hand because it makes their Bedlam Reveler harder to cast by getting rid of that. It also like can kill my threat. And then we just need to draw like any burn spells, so when they play the Nahiri and plus it, we can end step an Obstructionist and then untap and then like attack plus burn it. Nahiri is likely not in their deck to ultimate. Nahiri is likely in their deck too. Well, I guess I could Stifle Bird a fetch land. You have turned one of my Obstructionists into a shock. So I could wait and try and stifle this, but I think I'd rather just like put this into play and try to start attacking. I'm not gonna win this game by sitting on my haunches. They have Nahiri, Bedlam Reveler, one card I don't know. They drew a bolt. That's unfortunate. Probably just gonna die to this Nahiri here. Unless we draw just like 5 burn spells in a row, which we could do. There's a lot of burn spells in our deck, to be fair. Ionize. Ionize. All right. Step 1 of 5, complete. Gotta let that thaw for a minute. It's easier to eat when it thaws for a hot second. Interesting. It's just like not Nahiri at all. That's good for us. Now, I think the best way to mitigate flooding index like this is just play creature lands. It's really kind of impressive how the format has kind of warped and changed to the point where it feels like I get more rewarded for playing 2-color decks rather than branching out into 3-color decks like this. Like, once upon a time, staying blue-red versus Jeskai, like, just didn't make a lot of sense. But, like, there are so many small cards that printed into the format that, like, push you in the direction of really getting rewarded for staying 2 colors. Same thing with like straight black-green rock versus Sultai or Jundra Abzan. Yeah, exactly. It's Jace. Honestly, I think a couple of Celestial Colonnades probably aren't unreasonable, like 2 or so. Because there's going to be plenty of games where you hit 6 lands and can fire them up. We're getting K commanded. Yeah, the blue-red tempo deck plays a couple of Mutavaults. I think it was on 3 and 21 lands. Yeah, I agree. And that's a great way to sculpt the format, I think. I think cards that encourage people to play basic lands rather than really poorly designed cards like Blood Moon are the proper way to guide people towards doing what you want them to do, which is play more basics. You're allowed to like Blood Moon, but it's a poorly designed Magic card. Was designed in a different era. Please Thoughtseize me. Pithing Needle. Is there anything to Pithing Needle in my deck other than fetch lands? How will I make my Mountain Walk creatures unblockable, if not with Bloodboon? That's just something you're going to have to work out on your own. Impossible to know, basically. Oh, we have Grim Lavamancer in our deck. I guess Staticaster too. That's fair. I didn't think about those for a hot second. You can name Obstructionist. That is technically correct, which one could argue best kind of correct. We're very likely to lose here, but on the off chance we like run a couple of Lightning Helixes off here to stay alive, I'm going to keep playing. As soon as we brick on a burn spell here, I'm going to pack it in. But we also have a Helix in our graveyard here too, which means Snapcaster Mage is functional. Yeah. And like if we like peel Helix into Boros Charm, we just get to kill them. Naming Obstructionist prevents it from being cycled, I believe. It's an activated ability from your hand. Read Unmoored Ego. Unmoored Ego can only take 4 copies of a card. You actually can't take all the basics out of their deck. No, I don't play limited. I just don't enjoy it. I guess I can theoretically draw Helix next turn into Boros Charm. Oh, we'll take a draw step here. The classic post-combat bolt. Just in case I had the counterspell, lose your prowess trigger. We're not getting there. Yeah, the more I play this, the more it really feels like the other Delver list we played the other day. Just kind of feels like it's just bad, like Sultai to black green. It just feels like bad black green rock. I feel like I haven't really done anything super meaningful, and I've like lost percentage points through some of the changes that I've made, that's been made here. You can always find my latest deck list for a variety of archetypes on my website, jeffhoagland.com/decklist. Blue-red tempo and 50 of its closest friends are all listed there. Easy mulligan. It's like a reasonable keep. Need another land, so we're gonna bottom that one. Oh, this is Sulfur Falls. Remember when I talked about this Sulfur Falls being awkward, probably? Like the classic Sulfur Falls basic play. Why can't I? My Sulfur Falls is blocked out for some reason. So Sulfur Falls had too much to drink last night. It's off it. Alright, I've got Lightning Helix on 2 and didn't take any damage from my land. Let's go burn deck. Let's go burn deck. Ionize probably like DC plus in this matchup too, huh? Get him. Get him. I don't know about you, Taylor, but I'm feeling 22. Do 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 do. Do. Do 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 do. Could be 12 bolt, could be traditional burn. So that's just like not how the format works, Cassenberry. Like Assassin's Trophy got printed, but there all of a sudden people aren't gonna like sell their modern deck and go out and buy a $2,000 black-green deck to play Assassin's Trophy. And the people that are playing Assassin's Trophy were previously playing cards like Abrupt Decay and Maelstrom Pulse, so they like already had a bunch of ways to kill your thing. And JAC gets to play Assassin's Trophy to like kill larger things. So BN Trusty, this is actually a great example of something that people do and the types of things that people say a lot. Like, you're like, this can't be the 12 boat deck. That deck doesn't play Grim Lavamancer. In formats like Modern, especially when a deck is new and developing like this one, it's pretty unlikely that there's a set stock list and there's lots of people testing different things. So like saying that they can't be playing this deck because they're playing Grim Lavamancer is obviously incorrect, and it's incorrect because this deck's still really in a development phase. Modern doesn't really have a metagame. I think any deck that has a proactive game plan that can close games out, have disruption and a clock, is very reasonable, and Blue-Red Tempo ticks all those boxes. Blue-Red Tempo is one of the decks that I'll be considering playing for the STG Con Invitational. Yep, I agree complete with what Velik said. Something has to be like Eldrazi Winter levels of broken to create a large metagame shift, and at that point, you don't really have to worry about it for more than a few months because that will get fixed at that point. All right, how dead are my friends in play? Really? They're not dead at all. Well, that was a good draw because it means I get to hold up Ionize while I shoot this. I'm going to leave the Helix in my bin because I have Snapcaster Mage. Yes, against strictly decks where you're killing things that cost additional amounts of mana. Or only small amounts of mana, Trophy is worse than Decay. I won't play Geist at SCG Con because I don't enjoy playing decks that lose to Blood Moon. And the 4-color Geist deck is pretty bad against Blood Moon. I also enjoy playing decks that just generically have very strong mana bases because I hate losing games of Magic where I don't get to actually play Magic. And 4-color Geist mana base, while functional, I don't think it qualifies as strong like Blue-Red or Green-Black does. There's no need for that, Trustee. And that's comments like that are why people are why it's so terrible to try and engage with people and have stimulating discussion. Like, we just like said things that were like mostly reasonable and talked about why we felt you were incorrect, and you got like super upset and tilted about it. Just like, there's no need to get that upset about it. Can we just like have a discussion without someone being a giant crybaby? Look at that. Snap Helix. I think I'm just going to Snap Helix at sorcery speed here. Just like get my prowess trigger and lock in my health. I don't know that these lists do or don't play Skullcrack necessarily, so I think I want to get in under it in case they do. People are so uptight about the possibility that they could be wrong about something. It's okay to be wrong. In fact, if you've never been wrong about something, it probably means you've been wrong in the past and didn't realize it, or B, you haven't tried enough interesting things to potentially give yourself a chance to be wrong. There have been a lot of red aggressive decks lately. You are not wrong. Gosh, I hope there's a lot of red aggressive decks in Columbus. I would love to play into them with blue-red, or with what's it called? What is this deck? What is this archetype called? Green-black. Green-black is really good against the red aggressive decks. You're willfully ignorant, yep. My mom told me so. Well, Teferi, once you've been initiated into the Knights of Hoaglandia at your 12-month subscription mark, you'll be able to go back and see what people have said. I never misplay. I've just never won anything because I'm the unluckiest. Confirmed gosh darned unluckiest. Correct, yeah. I can go back and see what people said. I don't know if you could do it on mobile, but on desktop, you can definitely click on it if you're a mod. Mod power! Doo-doo-doo-doo. You can find my current preferred black-green rock deck list on my website. That will likely answer your question there. I would like to trade, but they're not going to trade. They're going to sacrifice this. You cannot time yourself out. I am the only one that can time out mods. Whenever you see someone with a sword timed out, I'm the only one that has the ability to do that. I'm going to go ahead and kill this because I'm probably not racing them. And this is going to deal 4 damage next turn, which is scary. Boros Charm. Do this. Grim Lavamancer them. Attack for 3. When a mod types punt, the bot tags me in a message and asks me to help. Alright, so this is a Dispel, Purge, Abrade, Negate matchup. I'm going to trim a path to Exile. And then the Boros Charms here. Seems reasonable. That's what we did last time. You officially changed my life. I'm eating at Panera right now and can confirm the new Baja mac and cheese is the best I've ever had. I'm really good at selling stuff, Root Samurai. Pretty dope at selling stuff. Normally I can stand for a longer stint than I have been today, but we spent all day chasing the kids around. We took them to a festival in Uptown. Yep, that one's gonna die. Was the worldwide day of play. So there's a bunch of stuff focused on the kids. Lots of stuff for them to play with. Damping Sphere is great. It does exactly what... Okay, so... Damping Sphere is not Stony Silence, which is what I feel like... I feel like a lot of people want hate cards to be Stony Silence, where they like cast this card, and as long as this card is in play, their combo opponent can never win the game. And that's just like not how most cards work in Magic or Modern in general. Damping Sphere is a fine piece of permanent base disruption that when combined with an efficient clock is very good at helping you beat combo decks. Hey, Stevens with the host. Welcome to folks coming over from Todd's channel. Ooh, you're just in time to watch this get whirly boyed. I think I want to get Hallowed Fountain here since I have so many white spells in my hand at the moment. I could get Basic Island and opt here because I'm kind of interested in finding a third land, but I think I'd rather just like have my colors. Wizard Lightning's like an okay pickup. So I really want a third land here, but I don't think I can ever pass up a Helix in this matchup. Yeah, Whirly Boy is very good against us, for sure. It like doesn't kill Soul-Scar Mage, and that's it. I agree. I don't think that people necessarily want more I win sideboard card relics so much as when they assess new hate cards, they kind of assess them in the context of, is this an I win card? So I don't know that it's fair to say that like people expect that kind of card to be printed more so than just that like they just misassess new hate cards to be that style of card. So you get to Path to Exile this Chain Whirler here. Then we're going to take 3 from this and 3 from Taylor, so we're going to go to 10. But then I get to untap and Helix Taylor, going back to 13. Yeah, Fiery Temper is a sure sign that they're on the... Why Languish over Damnation than Remock sideboard? It's better against Selfless Spirit, and Languish often doesn't kill your own creatures in green-black. So, like, it doesn't kill your 4/5 Tarmogoyfs, it doesn't kill your Tassigurs, it doesn't kill your Scavenging Ooze or Tireless Tracker if they have sufficient 1/1 counters on them. That is a whirly boy. The fact that this card, like, pokes you upstairs, too, is so good. Really need a land. Perfect. If Wizards asked and paid me to commentate a Modern Grand Prix, would I? 110%. Sounds like it would be fun. Yeah, I've actually cut both the other Damnation. I'm just playing straight up to what on God's green earth is that? Insult. Damage can't be prevented this turn. If a source you control would deal damage, it deals double damage instead. That is vomit-inducing. All right, well, I think I have to Purge plus Path here. I don't think I want to take 4 from this. This, like, feels absurdly bad if my opponent plays a... what's it called next turn? Flame of Keld, but... I think preserving my health total here is important. Down to 6. Yeah, we definitely would stifle the draw too. Oh, this does 2 to... Yeah, this card's like really good, right? It does 2 to target creature and the player or planeswalker. Holy crap, that is good. That's like really good. That is a sweet piece of technology. So the first time we played against the deck that our opponent's playing, the thing that crossed my mind was it needed more value to get out of the discard pile than just Fiery Temper for Faithless Looting. And this is an absurdly good find for this archetype. Just like another mono red card that lets them utilize the discard pile nicely. I think you could potentially play 1 copy of Ionize in the sideboard, but other than that, no, I don't think so. The Jumpstart Browbeat might be worth testing, but there's a good chance that that card's just not good. But I think I would definitely test it. I mean, that's just like super disingenuous. This entire deck was in standard. Like, they're literally playing Lightning Bolt, Fiery Temper, and Faithless. I'm just gonna time you out. In fact, that's so wrong. Take a break. I think I'm supposed to Helix them here in response, right? Maybe I'm supposed to do this. I don't know, because like if they play a haste threat now, I get hit. So I don't dictate what's in the queue, Gathering Fitness. The queue is dictated by people that send dollar reduce to the stream. So the people that watch the stream dictate what's in the queue. I think it might be playable. It's like definitely better than Browbeat to like set an absurdly low bar to hop across, right? Alexis, thank you very much for the brand new Prime support there. I appreciate that. And there's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch. Thanks for supporting mine this month with that. Thanks for keeping me employed here. Oh god, is that the third Whirly Boy? That's the third Whirly Boy. Mountain was standard legal. Confirmed entire deck standard legal. Mountain was legal. There's definitely going to be a Nimble into Wizard Lightning this pre-combat, I think. I forgot to mute. I'm sorry. I must have bumped my hotkey wrong. Deepest apologies. Oh, wait. I could have ionized that, right? I don't know why I was thinking this was Negate. I had Counter Squall in the brain. Yeah, I probably should have just ionized this. Alright, we're definitely ionizing that one. Yay, Doomblade. The problem here is like we're at 12, or we're at 5 and they're at 12, so pretty far behind. Definitely just like need to draw more helixes, right? I've gone through 2 helixes and 1 Snapcaster Mage, so we like have a couple in our deck at this point. Yeah, the 12 bolt deck seems moderately competitive. It's playing a reasonable collection of cards. Like I said, I think this Aftermath card is like an absurdly good find for it. Just like both halves are relevant. It makes your Faithless Looting a little bit better. Like Faithless Looting is an absurdly good card in the decks that can like make its downside be upside, which is like being able to play from your graveyard basically. I think I just like have to dig for helixes here. Yeah, I like that. Do I want to helix? Do I want to helix them proactively? Do I helix them proactively here? I think I'm supposed to helix them proactively here. Otherwise, I'm going to like get caught with my hand in the cookie jar. I don't know. Like, it feels bad when they draw the Soul-Scar Mage, but like I have a bunch of Doomblades in my deck, right? The deck is like more Doomblades than not. Look at that. Look at that, chat. All right, is this what stabilization feels like? I think this is what stabilization feels like. Put a hat on that Helix, Mr. Snapcaster Mage. One orange hat, please. Helix, please hat the Soul-Scar Mage. Over and out. Doomblade with Doomblade plus plus. Doomblade get a 2/1 gain 3 life? Yes, please. That's true. I could shuffle it. God bless America, my country. 'Tis of thee, sweet land of liberty. Do 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 do. Gosh, Lightning Helix is a good card. Doom Salve. Singing the Star Spangled Banner while we burninate some people. I could theoretically die to this, right? It is strictly worse for me to snap Ionize this rather than Helix, basically, right? Because Helix does 3 to them and basically counters this. The upside to snap Ionizing is that I leave a Helix in my discard pile for another Snapcaster Mage, but there's only one more snap in my bin. They could still kill us in response here. They could have Trip Bolt and kill us here, but it's pretty unlikely. Yeah, that's true too. If we just draw another Snapcaster Mage, like the game is very over because we have Wizard Lightnings and Bolts in there. Which spell, chat? Which spell did you have over there? Weird. I didn't catch that. Could you speak up a little bit? Which one? Which one was over there again? Was it that spell? This other one maybe? They definitely should have done this on their turn. Don't play your instance on your opponent's turn. I think that's the biggest mistake a lot of players make when there's, and like, Bant Spirits especially is really like, that deck's really picked up in popularity, and I think the biggest mistake people make against decks like that, and this, and Blue-Red Tempo, is they trick themselves into playing their instance on their opponent's turn and leave themselves so much room to get blown out, because they're letting their opponents untap with all their mana, and they're letting their opponents draw another card and a chance to have draw more interaction. Just so much can go wrong when you pass back. Your mission briefings seem to be attacking. Is that abuse of a bug? All right, so we're playing against Burn here. Gosh, there's been so much red aggro online lately. Our hand's pretty reasonable against Burn, in all honesty, if we can find this white source. If they play an Eidolon here, I think I fetch Shock Opt. I don't feel good about it, but I think it's the line. I'm going to 14 and then I'm going to 12. It's like I really need to hit white. These are the tough ones. It's like, well, this isn't the white source I'm looking for, but it's definitely, yes, victory. Luck, skill, victory. Put that one into play. Please Doomblade this Eidolon. Actually, I should wait till their turn, right? Because if they have a haste creature, they're going to take 2 for playing it. This runs the small downside of them, like, making their Eidolon indestructible with Boros Charm, but, like, then Boros Charm is still just dealing 4, so I think that's fine for us. Yeah, so, like, if they Boros Charm us here, the Boros Charm is effectively dealt 4, which I think is okay still. So it's only dealt 4 because I was always taking 2. I was always taking 2 from the Eidolon. Yeah, so like I'm always taking 2. So like the Boros Charm making it indestructible meant I took 2 in combat and 2 from a trigger. So that's like 4 from the Boros Charm basically. We could be dead on their turn. They could go White Source, Charm, Charm. What am I eating? I am having a Dailies Strawberry Daiquiri Frozen Cocktail. It is delicious and full of sugar. Your dentist would not recommend it. Basic land. Temple of Tilt. What are the odds we live here? Atrophied, thank you for the 4-month resub there. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thank you for the continued support. Kill me. I'm going to do this to show Twitch chat that this doesn't work, because whenever I concede to a steering place like this, there are always people in Twitch chat who ask me, why did I concede? Why didn't I just kill the Soul-Scar Mage? This is why killing the Soul-Scar Mage doesn't work. This card targets both the creature and the opponent, so we still die here. Resubbing on this wonderful late night Hoog show, Nose Ghost. Thank you for the 2-month resub there. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thank you for the continued support. So into game 2 here. Like I said, I think we have good tools to be competitive in a matchup like this, so dropping game 1's not too big of a deal. I do think that this is a matchup where we want to be more controlling than them, so I'm going to go ahead and cut our Boros Charms, so that way we can have a little bit more interaction like Abrades and Purges. Scouty! Thank you for the 5-month resubscription. I appreciate the continued support, and welcome back. This is our last match in this league, then we're going to do one more before we wrap things up for the night. Thanks everyone for hanging out. Harry K77, thank you for the brand new Prime support there. I appreciate that. Welcome. Thanks for keeping me employed here. Need more COP Red. COP Red's modern legal, right? As those cards were in 8th edition. Okay. Oh. Yep. Would timely reinforcements on the side just be stupid? I just don't think it's necessary. Like, I know we just, like, lost that game 1, but I think, like, on average, our deck full of, like, lightning bolts and helixes and some counter spells is pretty okay against this deck. Lived the dream last night, playing Blue-Red Tempo against Living in and Stifle Birded twice out of the opener. Nice. Xveer, thank you very much for that brand new Prime support. And there's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch. Thanks for keeping me employed with that this month, though. Someone mentioned Stone Furbishing, and someone said, have you heard what Jeff Hoagland has to say about it? God bless Nose Ghost. That emote was such a good addition. This whole last set of emotes I'm really happy with. Fantastic. Looks super clean. Come on, burn opponent. What are you doing? Some of us got things to do, places to go, decks to play. This hand's tough. 4 lands, no threats is probably a mulligan. The thing I like about this hand is that we have the option to not take a lot of damage from our mana base. The sub was I put Chord in my modern deck and started winning. That's interesting. What Chord deck are you playing? The fact that our lands don't deal damage to us here makes me want to keep this. I just get to go tap Steam Vents into basic planes into Spirebluff Canal. This could definitely be a hand where, like, I never see a threat and die. I think it's on the low end of keepable. I don't think this is a mulligan, but I'm not super excited about it. Like, one less land plus a threat would be perfect. Yep. Yep. Show me some spells, little guide. Okay. Sign me up. Probably purging the Storko. This is going to be tough if we purge this and they have an Eidolon. One lander would be great for us. Show me Lightning Helix. That could be, just have a Lightning Helix underneath it. New player to MTG here. I have an off-topic question. What are your thoughts on running surgical extractions in hardened scales? I think if you wanted faster graveyard hate and hardened scales, you'd probably want to play something like Tormod's Crypt. And the reason for that is you want your sideboard hate to be findable via Ancient Stirrings as often as possible. So that way you basically have like more virtual copies of it because you're going to see it more often when you can grab it with Ancient Stirrings. I think I just want to like be mana efficient here and like negate this. Like obviously I can negate a more impactful spell later, like Boros Charm, but like negating here also means I get to block Taylor, so I save 2 more points of damage that way. I think I'm just gonna snap Celestial Purge and start attacking here. My opponent's stumbling, which means they have all gas in hand, so I really want to try and leverage their stumble and pressure them. That's true too. The fact that like you can sack it to Ravager when it's not useful graveyard hate is also relevant. And then if we get to untap with both these threats and like Ionize plus Opt, should just be in an absurd spot here. Dr. Greg, PhD, thank you very much for the 2-month resub there. Thanks for re-upping those fun bucks and welcome back. I'm gonna go ahead and opt. See where we get. Nimble Obstructionist. Yeah, in for a threat here. So again, just want to close quickly. This puts them to 15, so Nimble plus Snapcaster Mage together make for a nice 3-turn clock here. It also makes for a sweet Stone Rain. You didn't? Did you need that? Was that something you were interested in having? That's another spicy one off the top. Look, Twitch chat loves both Stone Rains and drawing cards, and that one was just like a 2-for-1. Went out a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B, if you know what I'm saying. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and opt here. I just want to put more pressure into play, I think. Like this opt probably finds me like Lightning Helix or more reach anyways. Yeah, just... You know what I like, Snappy. You know what I like, Snap Daddy, and it's all the Helix. Just get him. The stream now rated M for mature. Listen, it was good for me, chat. Was it good for you? All right. We got to win one on the draw. Got to win one on the draw. Which, in a deck, Lightning Helix in your deck is probably... Lightning Helix is probably the second best card for winning a game against Burn on the draw, right after Collective Brutality. Brutality followed by Helix, probably your 2 best tools for beating Burn on the draw, especially if you can prefix them with 1-mana interaction, like Bolt for their turn 1 play into like Lightning Helix, just your best way to like match them up the curve. As Lightning Helix helps you like recoup some of that tempo you lose by being on the draw in the first place. Yeah, with fast lands especially, I agree. Not taking damage from your mana base in this matchup is key to being able to win a lot of the time. This is going to be game 3. We lost game 1. It's going to be the last game in this league, and then we're going to play a league with Jeskai Ascendancy combo to wrap the night up. We only stone rained them once, and that is unacceptable. Oh, right. This person must be double queuing or something. They took like 2.5 minutes to sideboard last time, too. Yeah, exactly. Your one-colored mana bases, you take a lot less damage from them. They mulligan to 6. This hand, we have to take damage from Sacred Foundry, but it's very good otherwise. And this hand's actually just like a blue-red hand, right? Like, if this was basic Mountain, this hand is just absurd on a blue-red. But instead, it's Sacred Foundry because we're splashing a color, so we have to take a hit here. Suspend Rift Bolt, sure. I really think the Sulfur Falls should be a fast land. I would like to be on record that I think the Sulfur Falls should be a fast land. Always Crossroad. Timeouts are always free here. Stomping Ground. What you got? Searing Blaze, that's brutal. Lost to JAC yesterday while playing KCI, and it seems like it's a pretty awful matchup. Yeah, I agree, Tefri. I think JAC is mostly bad against very interactive decks like Blue-Red Tempo and Green-Black Rock. It leaves a lot to be desired against, I mean, it's very, very good against other racing decks, especially because, like, Silence is very good a lot of the time. This deck has three Inspiring Vantage in it. The deck's actually already playing 5 fast lands. It's got 3 Vantage and 2 blue-red. That's a good one, chat. That's a good one. And I'm actually just gonna go ahead. So again, just like back to sequencing and things that matter. Just like ask myself, how do I manage to lose this game? I think I get skull cracked off this Lightning Helix. So I'm just gonna go ahead and fetch my basic planes and Lightning Helix right now while they're tapped out and there's no chance of getting skull cracked. Just because it's an instant doesn't mean you can't play it on your turn. What's going on, Neelicus? Yeah, this is a little bit outside my normal stream time zone. I appreciate you dropping in. Welcome to a live one. But still my heart, Snapcaster Mage. The things you do with Lightning Helix they are certainly rated M for mature. Nice burn deck. Nice burn deck. Have you considered splashing blue? Ian, I already had, so the JAC deck list was already a cut. So I can't have you cut in front of that one, but if you wanted to do a large donation for it, I would be happy to do another league after the JAC league. I don't have anything to do tomorrow other than stream more, so if we like stream longer tonight and then I just start a little bit later tomorrow, I think that's fine. Yeah, I think that the Dispel, I think this is pretty close to locked up even without the Dispel, but I think with the Dispel, it's a pretty firm lock. Think about a second Ionize. I don't know, it's pretty expensive. Stop it. The note of Snapcaster Mage pairing up with Helix to do terrible things to good people. Once the queue clears up, how about Mardu PZ splashing blue? Yeah, that seems fine, P-Dead. I'm hoping to have the queue clear by Monday. They're down to 40, so we can open it back up for normals. I don't think there's really a need for it to splash Assassin's Trophy Doof Monster. I'm not sure it really adds value to the deck. Like, that archetype has answers to lots of different things. So this build, I kind of felt myself missing Delver a little bit. I think the big takeaway that I would have is I think I'd probably clean up the mana base a little bit. I think 2 Sacred Foundries is probably silly. I think just one of these is fine because the white's kind of just a small splash, especially along with the basic. I think the Sulfur Falls should probably be a Spirebluff Canal if we're going to go that way. And I think I would play a couple of tapped lands and just like play some Celestial Colonnades in the mana base. I also think this one Vendilion Clique is like worse than a Nimble Obstructionist. Here's my contribution to the late night streaming. Thank you, Worf. I appreciate that. So I think if you're looking to play Jeskai, this more burn-focused build is a neat take on it. I didn't get upset because we never had Delvers that we couldn't flip, so that was great. Root Samurai with the big 5-0 donation. The wise food sage, so smart and thin. Thank you for the support. I really appreciate that. Remember, if there's a deck in the queue you'd like to see, I'd be happy to bump something up so we can see it a little bit sooner and be streaming tomorrow and then all week as always. I'm here now. How are we making me angry? We're actually going to play Jeskai Ascendancy next, Burgle. And you should see the deep, dark, scary card that somebody dug up on the Gatherer for this Jeskai build. It's kind of sweet. I don't even